Okay, so forget everything you think you know about the boogeyman that lives under your bed, in your closet, up in the attic, or beneath the stairs, because that's bullshit. This fucking guy was real. He actually walked the earth, and we're going to get into it in this episode.
It's evil! Don't touch it!
It's alive!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you. Tower of Grayskull. This is
Me?
Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. As horrible as this one's going to be, the next one is going to be way worse. So, how's it going, Zach? How are you doing?
Hi, Matt. I'm great. Thanks for asking. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Thanks for having me.
We're doing. Lindy, how are you?
I am great.
What's up, Todd?
I am fucking fantabulous! I can't wait to get into this really awesome topic.
It is, it's something. This first one, I might be a little bit shorter than the second one's going to be because I wanted to get to a certain point, and then the next one's just going to be just like all bad, basically. Not that this beginning one's good in any way.
Just bad. Yeah. All bad.
All bad. It's gonna be all bad.
Are we going to talk about the fishy?
Fishy, yeah.
No, cheeky.
I was going to say, and not of the snark fist variety.
The Albert Fish variety. Too bad you can't see Lindy's hoodie that she's wearing.
The Albert Fish cookbook for children?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's not for children. It's
Of children.
Of children.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
So,
I'm just going to hold my breath and just let me know when we're done. If I pass out, just keep going.
I have a bunch of things. But one of the things that I want to do, because most of it comes from this book, Deranged. So, yeah, back to Harold Schechter again. So, in the beginning, he had craved only the pain. It wasn't until later that the blood hunger that had possessed him and remembered the first time he had sought to satisfy it. He cut off a piece of the monkey, just the tip, with a pair of scissors. But the little one had set up such an awful howl, even through a gag. He had taken pity on it and ran away, leaving it bleeding and moaning on the bed.
Just the tip, baby. Just the tip.
Just cut off the tip. Not a big deal. You know?
Oh, my gentle Jesus.
Foreshadowing of the foreskin kind of thing is what that was.
Oh, dear, sweet 300 pounds, sweet baby Jesus.
Oh.
Like I said, the first one is going to be a bit shorter. The second one is going to be, because I didn't want to start getting into the bad stuff and then quit. No, there's no bad stuff. Okay. All right.
It's like drinking out of a spittoon, you know? It was all one strand.
Isn't there enough to go around?
I almost wanted to do it in one episode. It's kind of like, yeah, it's medicine. It tastes bad. Just do it in one shot. But then it was like, so the second one will be the one shot. Like,
Okay.
Okay. So
this
he
is
was
just,
actually.
This is like the finger in the ass, is what you're saying.
Yeah, actually, that seems rather pleasant as compared to a lot of things that go on in this.
At least we've reached the point where Matt's like, I'd rather take the finger.
There is a point
going in my ass.
There is a point later on where the cops are going through his shit that he's got on his bedside dresser drawer. They found an old, like, rotten hot dog and a carrot, and the officer picked it up and said, "Well, what's this for?" And he goes, "I shove it in my ass."
And that's why Matt picked this guy.
And that was what turned me on to it. And I was like, oh, he's not all bad, right?
And that's why I hang out with you fuckers.
Well, Matt,
all right, so
let the games begin.
Let's go get dark. He was actually born Hamilton Howard Fish, May 19th, 1870. Have we done one older than this? Was the Axeman older than this?
No.
Elizabeth Bathory was.
Bathory was, okay, that would have been, yeah.
Yeah.
But he changed his name from Hamilton because those cruel-ass kids that he went to school with gave him a nickname, and he didn't like it. They called him Ham and Eggs. Ham and Eggs. That's it. That's as bad as it was.
Wow.
That's
Good
adorable.
thing he wasn't from Eppingham.
Try being a chunky kid with the name Matt. Jeez, what rhymes with that? Fuck me.
Did he want to play?
Not even
play his
hard.
own way? Did he sell his own seashells on the seashores of life?
Wickety, wickety, wham.
His childhood was shit, though. I mean, he was verbally and physically abused. And then his dad, this is funny, was 75 years old when he was born. His name was Randall Fish.
I was going to say, apparently that fish has got some erect bones in it still.
He was a riverboat captain. They're always ready to rock, I think. Been on the river for a while, baby. It's time to go. Here's the thing. His dad was 43 years older than his mother.
Whoa.
That would be as if my future wife was born today.
Yeah.
And then, what?
Dude's got game. That's all I can say. Dad or he's got a humongous
Well, in 1870,
wiener.
you know, I would have
He's got
been
a huge
you know,
wanger.
Riverboat captain. How do you think he checked the depth?
Nah.
No, it's good.
Your mom needed her oil checked, so I dip-sticked it.
We're not going to bottom out here, I promise. Look at that. So they had 4 other kids, but Albert would have had an older brother, but he died at a very young age. And so when Hamilton changed his name to Albert, that was actually his older brother's name.
Okay, before you keep going, I've just got H.H. Holmes stuck in my head now. So we had an H.H. Fish, is what you're saying.
H.H. Fish, yeah. And then,
Holy hell.
then if you remember, his middle name's Howard. Well, that was Anton LaVey's name. It was Howard Stanton LaVey.
Yeah.
And he changed it to, so something about the H's, people just don't like H names, so they want to change it to something else.
Holy hell.
But I don't know. I don't get the parents. If that was me, lost a child at a young age, and then one of my other children wanted to change their name, but they wanted to name themselves after a child I lost, I'd be like, no. How about no? But it doesn't matter because there was all sorts of mental illness that ran in the family. Like,
must have been the huge wanger. Okay.
It could have. Well, it's got its side effects apparently. But Randall died in 1875, so he was only 5 years old, maybe 6 years old when his dad died.
Did his dad die with a huge erection? Or?
All the blood that it took to get that massive thing up. His heart couldn't take it anymore.
I woke up with the morning wood, and that was it. I said, later on, later. Mm.
So his mom couldn't afford to take care of him because that was her job, to stay at home and take care of the kids. And actually, his dad did have a nickname for him. He was Stick in the Mud. So Ham and Eggs and Stick in the Mud.
Okay, this goes back to the fucking big dick joke, but okay, keep going.
Well, that's all I know. It's got enough water for the boat to travel through. Sticks in the mud.
We call him that because he always walking around with a stick in his ass.
Amongst other things.
So his mother couldn't afford to take care of the kids anymore, so they were sent off to orphanages. And he went to St. John's, where things, you got to think 1875 at a orphanage had to be pleasant. What's that?
What state did they live in?
Washington, D.C.
Okay.
There was Washington, D.C. and later moves to New York. But yeah, so at St. John's, he learned how to get beat and to beat others and really started to enjoy it.
Ooh.
But that comes later too.
So S&M at an early age.
Mm-hmm.
It's already starting. Yeah, it's already starting where he's witnessing things. And apparently he had fallen out of a tree and become concussed. He wet the bed until he was, like 11 years old or 12 years old before he ever stopped wetting the bed. It's like those signs of, things are coming. It's like, what are they, like wetting the bed, playing with fire, killing animals? That's what, like, that doesn't mean, it doesn't mean you're going to do anything, but it's like also like, Mom, keep an eye on that kid.
It's not looking good.
So there was also a thing that he witnessed some boys do at the orphanage, where they actually had access to like animals, and there was a horse that the boys had tied up. They took kerosene to its tail, lit it on fire, and let it go.
It's not funny, my horse is on fire.
That's so awful.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't to him. I think he got stiff. He was just like, whoa. Because
was he like, whoa? Or was he like, giddy up?
Ooh. Let's do this. Because later on in his life, what he ends up doing, and I will bring it up later again, but he would like to take cotton balls and soak them in kerosene or whatever he could get, gasoline, whatever, stuff them in his ass crack and light them on fire.
What? I mean, every once in a while, I like
buddy.
clean my ears out with like rubbing alcohol because it feels so good. But I'm not
would
sticking
like
anything
to
in my
officially state that I have been one-upped. I've done a lot of dumb shit in my life, but I will never fucking put flaming cotton balls in my fucking ass.
Oh, they're not flaming when they go in, and that's
Doesn't
nothing.
matter.
That's nothing. I mean, really.
Gasoline burns. That's all I'm going to say.
So his mom finally does
damn near
killed him.
Damn near burn him. And I'm thinking, dude, once that goes up, that ain't going out until it's done. And I'm assuming he's just beating away as it's burning. That's the only thing I can come up with.
I guess he didn't have to wax his ass then, huh?
I don't believe he did. No, probably just scrub the black out of it from being burnt to hell. Well, cotton ball stuck to it, melted to his ass. Weren't you afraid you're going to cauterize that motherfucker and not be able to go? How you going to get the hot dog up there? You keep burning it shut.
That's what the carrot's for.
That's what the carrot's a bit harder. It's got a smaller end. It's like wallering out your ears. It's like wallering out your ears for a bigger gauge.
The hypothetical part of my brain is going, how would that work? Could this be done?
Considering the cotton ball. Todd just sitting around the house. He's like, I'm fucking bored.
Linda, you got any cotton balls? I'm gonna start with alcohol first.
Yeah.
Soak them in alcohol, see how that works.
If I ever hear you get into the closet, I'm gonna be worried.
I'll be right back.
I would start with drinking a lot of alcohol before you do it, because that shit's gonna suck, man.
Yeah.
So his mom gets a government job, and the kids are able to come back because she can support him now. And at the age of 12, he finally gets a friend, and so that's a good thing, because his mom was kind of worried about him, even though she had problems. So the things he gets into is going down to the bathhouses because he can watch men and boys get undressed and be naked, and he thinks that's great. He with his friend he's got, the things they do when they get together are they eat each other's shit and drink each other's piss for fun.
2 guys, 1 cup. Excuse me.
You got it.
Me. No. 2 guys, 1 mug.
1 mug. There he goes.
Hold my beer and watch this.
This is the thing.
Hold this mug of piss and watch this.
It does not go away. In episode 2, I'll get even more into that. Well, actually, I'll get more into it on this one as well.
Just a disclaimer.
I might as well just pull up a page and watch porn while you do this.
Mute your mic and keep it on silent.
What does any of this have to do with his porn?
A lot, really. I mean, they just was minus cameras for a lot of this, because he gets into at 12 to 15 years old. He eventually drops out of school at 15. And
I've already got visuals. I don't.
You need a job. You need a job if you drop out of school. So he starts to prostitute himself down to the bathhouses at 12 to 15. That was appropriately timed, wasn't it?
I try. There's no Todd here, so it's easier.
So, there's sick fucks. There's always been sick fucks. So I guess paying a 12-year-old boy to fuck him is something, I suppose.
Was he paid in like pizza rolls or what?
I don't know how it worked, I'm assuming. But Okay, so later he becomes a painter when he moves to New York. So he's painting apartments.
Was he painting like shit brown or?
Probably. Well, I'm guessing it was, what was it, 1898? Was it? Would it still have been like everything would have been like a tan color, probably, or
like
I don't know.
Lead-based paint. Lead-based paint.
Oh, I'm sure it was
all I've
lead-based.
got is he's seen a lot of red doors
Mhm.
and was not a fan of black.
I was going to say he saw a lot of red doors and wanted to paint them black, but you know that's just me.
And the problem I have with this book that makes me so angry is that it's not the book's fault. It's not the writer's fault. It's like almost everything that we know about him came from his own mouth.
Oh,
so
he was
how
literally
much of this
full of shit, like in the mouth
absolutely.
and the ass,
and metal later.
Yeah.
It comes
And he said that while painting these apartments, he would have time to be at home while other people were at work or busy, and kids would be around playing in the apartment buildings, and he would take them down to the basement. And he said upwards of 400 kids he probably molested and raped.
Matt,
in the
you gotta
times
fucking you gotta put a fucking warning out. He'd be like, "Oh, this is gonna suck. Hold on a second. You gotta say that shit before you fucking say stuff like that."
I assumed it was implied when I
just
said I'm
have
doing
a
Albert
fucking
Fish.
bad taste in my mouth now. It kind of tastes like shit.
Doesn't look like shit.
Even though I've never
You can
eaten
watch
shit, but
You can wash it down with some hot apple cider, which is what he referred to piss as. And the shit was peanut butter. He called it peanut butter.
Yeah.
was it
peanut
crunchy or creamy?
Well, it just depends on what you ate, my man. I don't know.
Well, considering the letters, he literally wanted to take it coming out fresh.
Yeah, and I'll read some of those on the next one. But he talked about bending it whenever she had to number 2. He would bend her over his knee, pull up her dress, drop her panties, put his mouth right to her butthole so he could have the peanut butter right out the tap.
Okay. I'm trying to just stay on target. I'm trying to put a visual of like Team America in my fucking brain right now, just so I don't lose my shit.
So you're not getting hot? This is not firing you up or anything? Because it ain't my jam either.
I
Jam?
will never
Get it?
die.
Peanut butter and jam?
I will never die. Okay. Go on.
Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
And believe it or not, he actually found a woman and got married. Anna Hoffman, because his mom was worried about, well, he had 2 different times, yeah. But Anna Hoffman, his mom kind of set this up for him to get married. And they had 6 kids.
What?
6 kids.
Yes.
That's a lot.
He actually got into a bunch of petty crimes that he went to Sing Sing 5 or 6 times. He got arrested for this or that, like theft and, kind of small shit compared to, what's coming up.
So it's
He went
basically
to Sing Sing for grand larceny.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
so he would like get fed up with the kids at home and the wife and be like, I need to take it up the ass a couple times. I need to go to jail for a while.
Yeah, speaking of which he met 19-year-old Thomas Keaton, who was a mentally challenged fella.
Was he retarded?
Yeah.
Mentally.
Pretty much, yeah. He was
And
like...
by the way, I can say that because at the time, that's what they were called.
Yeah. Yep.
Now that we call them
Well, I just
mentally
figured
challenged.
that you being left-handed and colorblind
I'm
gave
only
you the right to,
I'm only retarded legally in like 36
12
states, man.
Is it
Just-
36
it's
now?
36,
And this keeps growing
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
So
Goddamn
he
government,
meets-
man.
He meets this poor boy who is actually looking for a mentor. Like he, just looking for anybody that can help him out in his life to get going. So they end up in an apartment, but the apartment wasn't good enough for Albert because people could hear him scream. So
The walls were too thin?
Yeah. So he gets a barn and he keeps this guy out there. He's had him for like a month. He'll have him bound up. He said he let the kid go for like 5 days and all he gave him was water and whippings for like 5 days. He would tie him up in different positions and beat his ass with a belt, a cat of nine tails. And he brings out these weapons later and all.
Oh my God.
Instruments of hell.
All right,
And
boy, it's time for some double W's. Whippings and water.
Whippings and water. And he would go out and get thorn branches. And he said he would spank him with them, but that wasn't good enough. So he started, like, when he'd hit him with it, he'd like yank his hand so that it would tear, because he would talk about how it tore his fat ass, and he loved it. And he even took a knife and would cut his ass and then drink the blood, suck it out of his butt.
Did he spit on it first? I don't.
I'm just going to officially say this now. This is the first time ever that I have been absolutely fucking disgusted.
Fucking took you long enough.
I'm ready to take my headset off and bow out of this shit already.
Okay, all right.
We're like, what? Fucking 10 minutes into this shit?
Oh my. Technically 20, but yeah. I mean,
20,
I was ready about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. But he did, after the 5 days, he did bring him a sandwich and something else to drink that wasn't water, but he first made him eat shit.
Or was it a sandwich?
It's a sandwich. He brought him a sandwich. And he did make him eat shit before he was able to eat the food. He would tie him up in various positions to where he couldn't move, and then like rubbing alcohol on his ass and set him on fire. He set his balls on fire. He took a shit and then made the guy lick his ass clean.
Okay. I got to step away for a minute. Just keep going. Okay. I'll be right back.
Oh boy. So I watched a couple good movies. If you guys want to
keep going.
So could you imagine a whole like month of just being tied up and tortured nonstop? And that isn't even that. It isn't even got to the bad part yet of what he had done to this guy. He said after he had done all these things to him, he would make him do them to him. Mm-hmm. Like Albert was like, okay, now it's my turn. You fucking start whipping me with that shit and cutting me and drinking my blood and beat me and rape me. All this shit. And yeah, he said they probably ate 10 pounds of peanut butter and drank gallons of piss over the time that they were there. The hot apple cider. Well, Todd's out.
I think episodes like this need to be done by me.
They probably should have.
I think it's easier to take when I'm saying it for some reason.
Okay.
Okay, keep going.
We're not even to the worst part of it yet.
I know.
So trust me, Lindy.
All right, you do the part
it doesn't matter whose voice it is.
Dead,
you say things like that.
I just fucking smoked a cigarette because that I'm just. That's this. Where we.
I fucking just dry heaving.
Oh, you think this is bad? The next episode's going to be worse. That's why I'm going to keep. I'll keep this one short. We'll keep the first one short, and then the next one, because a lot of the stuff that I read, I was reading, and I was like, that mother, he was lying out his ass. He had to be fucking lying about this or that. So I would leave some of the stuff out.
Everything else came out of his ass and in his ass. So, I mean,
ATM, buddy. There were a lot of ATM going on here.
What does Todd always say? I'm only as straight as my options.
Yeah. Well, if you're locked up in
not anymore. Not anymore. I have found my limits. Okay. And
if you're a mentally challenged 18-year-old that's tied up in a barn, your options are whatever the fuck he's going to do. But then Zach was going when I said it, but he would have him do the same stuff.
I don't want to fucking hear it.
He would have him do the same stuff.
Move along.
Okay.
All right. So Matt, normally I limit myself to 2 beers per podcast. I've already opened the third one, and we're only fucking 22 minutes into this shit.
Yep. So Albert did want to kill him and take him home to eat. Like he wanted to do that.
God, why do you always have to do fucking episodes like this?
But another thing Albert would do though also is after he would beat him and do all these things, he would bring like stuff to nurse him back to health. Like the next day he would come back and clean the wounds and wrap everything up and just start cutting him in other places. And so what he wanted to do right at the end was he tied him up and he got him good and hard. And then he started to cut off the head of his dick. And he got about halfway through before he finally stopped. And he did nurse, as well as the nursing could be done by that idiot at the time with what they had.
So I forget what
peroxide, I think, is what he used and wrapped it up. Yeah.
Oh shit! And then Todd doesn't drink anymore. You're making fucking Todd break one open.
he gave him $10 and kissed him and went about his way.
So, I mean, it's
Did
like...
we get the name of this young man?
Yeah, I said Thomas Keating.
Thank you.
Yeah. And that's it. I don't, it's hard telling if that guy lived or not. I mean, seriously. He just left him in the barn where he had him for over a month. And so, Albert's not paying a lot of attention to his family, apparently, since whenever he's not painting things, he's out raping and torturing poor people.
And cutting people's penises half off.
John Straub was a man that rented a home in their house. He was a handyman. And in 1917, his wife up and leaves him for John Straub and leaves all the kids as well.
Ooh.
6 kids. She's just like, no.
What's the fucking Kenny Rogers song? That's what's in my
took-
head.
Turn around.
No, not that one. No, not Turn Around. It's the one where it's like with 6 kids in a field full of fucking crops or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're. Yeah,
I can't fucking think of it, but that's
I
exactly
can't think of the name of it either.
It'll come
And
to me
all
later.
I've got is islands in the stream. That
That
is what we
Lucille.
are.
Yeah,
Lucille.
Lucille, yeah. You picked a
she
fine
left
time
him-
to leave
Fine
me,
time to
Lucille. You bitch. You cunt. You whore.
She left him
Take
with
it to hee-haw.
6 hungry
Nothing.
children and crops
Well,
in the field.
Well, they ended up coming back. Like, she left him with the dude and then came back and said he was abusive. So Albert took her back. And then she got back with the guy and they stole like everything in the house.
Yeah, they
Like-
didn't even leave mattresses for the kids.
They-
You found another and you
You
were
were
gone.
It reminds me of that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that had he's like, she took the ice trays out of the ice box. What kind of sick bitch takes the ice trays out of the ice box? So
Get to the
yeah,
ice box. Do it now.
so she left him. Believe it or not, he gets worse after this. He's a little bit more messed up in his head.
How is this even possible?
Here's a few things his kids found him doing, and mine he never hurt his kids. They apparently he was a decent father. That's the best
at
I
least
can
you got
give him.
one
That's
thing
other than
right?
that. I mean,
You're saying?
one of his kids found him one morning. He was rolled up in a carpet like a burrito because he said John the Baptist had told him
shit
to.
where you eat, but he did shit where he eats. So I can't really
Well,
say that.
That was a lot of what he wanted to do. Another one of his kids seen him one day. He was naked and just standing out on a hill yelling, "I am Christ," over and over and
The
over.
power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Shit on my
Then one of
chest.
his-
It's just shit on my chest.
Then one of his sons finds this cubby where he found a couple paddles in it that had some like finishing nails that were drove through it to stick out far enough, and he asked his dad what they were for. He said, I used them on myself.
Smack my ass real hard with them until I
'Cause-
bleed.
And then
suck all
eventually the
blood
kid
out
hurt
like a
some.
little vampire because I'm crazy. And then
And then-
sometimes I shit on that paddle and then I lick it off with my tongue and I scrape my tongue up and it gets all bloody and I just lick it anyway. I like it, especially when it's the chunky kind of poops. It's my favorite.
I'm fucking glad this one's short.
You were saying that?
So one of the sons said that he heard noises coming from his father's room, and he went in to see what was
Todd,
what
this
was
is for
happening.
video. You got to fucking sit up. Come on.
And
Is this where
he
Albert
opened.
Jr. finds him?
Yeah, he
This
opens.
is in Albert Jr.'s room.
It was in Albert Jr.'s room that he was doing this. Okay.
Yeah.
He opens the door to see his dad, fully erect and just yanking on it, with a paddle in the other hand that had the nails coming out of it, smacking himself in the ass. So just blood dripping down his legs, smacking himself in the ass with this paddle while jerking off.
We
It's the monks.
Yes.
Because he did think he ended up motherfucker was, he was just nuts to begin with, but he did say that a lot of things he was doing was because God was telling him to. Like he would actually hear it in his head. And so I have one more to read for this one. And then I think for the next one,
always gotta bring your imaginary friend into this shit.
So for the next one, I think I'll probably send a few pictures to Zach, but this comes up later. I won't get into this story yet, but I just want you to hear the things that this is what was kind of happening. She haunted his dreams in his sleep. He would rise from the depths and come to him, her small face twisted with terror and fury, her fingers curled into claws, her little girl's voice shrill with the final cry, "I'll tell Mama." He would wake in a puddle of his sweat, heart racing, God's own words ripping in his ears, demanding anointment, mortification of the flesh. He would leap from his sodden bedclothes, stripped to his skin, and fetch his needles and thimble. He would squat, reach under, find a place, shove harder until it was all the way in. The torture was white-hot, agonizing, but the pain made him stiffen, and he would pull at himself savagely, seeing the girl's face swim before him, hearing the booming voice inside his head, "O ye daughter of Babylon."
Sounds like a fucking Slayer song.
So he would torture himself, but you would think it would be to like try to seek forgiveness, but he just enjoyed it. Like he would take sewing pins and shove them in his taint. He tried to shove them in his balls, but he said it hurt too much.
What?
So, yeah.
He shoved them in his legs, his stomach, his scrotum, his penis, and his taint. Yeah.
Okay, we just found our 15-second clip for. That was it right there.
There was
his penis, his scrotum, his taint. All right.
You're welcome.
Muchas gracias.
There were 29 needles when they did the X-ray,
and some
in
of them
his pelvic region,
and some of them had actually dissolved. Like, they were like rusting away because they'd been in there for so long. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you. Never mind. I'm not even going to keep going.
He would drive them in so far that he wouldn't be able to pull them back out. Yeah, he didn't. He wanted them to stay in there so that every time he moved, it would hurt. So good. Come on, baby. Didn't think I was going to bring up the old cougar in this one, did you?
What does any of this have to do with
Oh my God. I hate that soundbite now. I fucking hate it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's getting...
Just drop a bomb on it now, too.
So, in 1924, it was July 11th, Patrice Keel, she was offered a nickel to go into the woods with the fellow that came staggering up. He becomes known as the Gray Man after this because her mom happens to notice it out the kitchen window and comes running out to confront the guy, and he runs off. Right? So, but the dad gets home, the mom tells her about it. He finds him that night sleeping in their barn and didn't kill him.
Well, I mean, if he would have, it would have, solved a lot of problems.
Solved a lot.
I have a question.
Yeah.
In all of your research, did he have like normal missionary style sex with women?
He didn't have
just boring.
It didn't come into any details like that.
Because I'm assuming the kids were his.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then later
because the profile I have in my brain right now is that he had the most boring normal sex with a woman, and then anything he did to serve himself or with a man was like off the fucking rails.
Yep. Yeah, I imagine that's probably what it was around his family. He just until his wife left him, and then he lost it a bit more and let his kids see a little bit more of him. But
and his second wife said,
the games.
They were only together for a week.
Yep. But it didn't take long for her to marry him either.
No, that's true.
Yeah. She married him pretty much immediately, but he would like to play games with the kids that were. Well, I'll get into him on the next episode, but let's just say it involved him running to the bedroom to change his clothes to play the games because he just wore like a super thin pair of shorts while they played these games that involved whipping him with various objects.
The next episode without me. We'll see.
So, yeah, after finding the guy up in the barn, just run him off. He was trying to lure the little girl into the woods by giving her a nickel. I mean, dude, I lost my shit. I would have seriously lost my damn mind.
I already said it. I'm not going to say it again.
Her dad's name was Arthur, and Arthur's coming up. So this is right toward the end here. I can't believe I'm already to it this quick. I was going to go into more stuff, but it didn't seem like you guys wanted to at the earlier things.
We don't want to do this fucking shit at all, Matt.
Okay. All right. Okay. Francis McDonald comes up missing. He's an 8-year-old that was outside playing with his friends. His mom remembers seeing a old man that was like scrawny, walking down the street, mumbling to himself, clenching his fists, open and shut.
Take a look at my shit.
Neil Young now. We're covering it all.
You're saying shit and it's popping in my head.
This might be 3 episodes, just 3 shorter ones than
I'm fine with that. I'm fucking fine with that. Yeah.
I'm seriously as reading this book, I would like, baby, listen to this, and I'd start reading parts. I don't want to hear that.
Not many people can break me, Matt. You've already broke me. I've almost vomited. I'm disgusted. And I'm not even coming up with the goopy songs like Zach. I'm out of it already.
When I came to the peanut butter part, when he wrote that letter, I'm reading it and I'm gagging. And Andrew's like, and I'm all, here, just read this paragraph because I can't read it to you.
I'm not saying this shit out loud.
I've never seen a serial killer book make you gag. And I was like, just take the book. Just take the book.
I think you should burn this fucking book when we're done with this, by the way.
Another thing about this book is I could probably do an episode on the Lindenberg baby as much as it's talked about in here, too, because of all the child missing children. And
the German vampire, Herman.
Yeah.
I can't remember his first name.
German? Oh.
German.
That'll be a fun one.
But he had a big fanger.
Schnitzengruben. 13's my limit on Schnitzengruben. You're making a German spectacle of yourself.
Fucking hurry up with this schnitzel.
Okay, all right. Yep, 8-year-old Francis McDowell is playing outside with some friends. He was lured off into the woods by what will later be called the Gray Man. And when the autopsy was done, it was found that he had raisins in his stomach. So it was like he lured him back there with raisins, like as candy. And his dad, Arthur, was a cop. So he had everybody on red alert.
Wait a minute.
Trying to find this kid.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't sit around to question anything or check anything out. He's just walking down the street. Said, "There's a kid. I'll go after him." That's it.
And then they found him the next day, and they fucking hung him the day after that, and end of story.
And
right?
all of this is over.
They did find the boy the next day. He was found by some Boy Scouts. They found his body.
Did he get a badge for that, or?
Yeah, you get the
finding badge.
Yeah, you'll get the "You'll never forget this" badge. This will be with you forever. Thanks to an old piece of shit asshole that they thought it was him. He was beaten so mercilessly on his face and cut, and that they almost couldn't tell who he was. He was strangled with his own suspenders. That so deep that it was almost it had almost cut into his neck.
Into his skin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get into the rest of what happened to him the next episode, because you think it's bad. And it's fitting to get a lot worse on the next episode. That's why we'll keep this one. What is this? Only 40 minutes? Fuck's sake. But I think we do 3 40-minute ones, maybe, just so we can take small doses.
Why the fuck do we have to do all this heavy shit back to back to back to back? That's what I want to know. Like, why can't we just do some stupid shit in the middle?
We could do. I'm gonna do stupid shit next, but I think we'll do 3 short ones will probably be pretty fun. Not fun. They're not fun. It's not okay. It's not fun.
I'm never gonna fucking eat peanut butter again. I know that.
So
Unless I got the
just
hiccups.
recap: Fish lived with mother and father, then went to an orphanage where it was very poor conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Then went back to mother, then got married, first wife, had 6 kids, got left,
Yep.
had fend for himself,
Mm-hmm.
then got married to wife number 2 for a week, then floated around, basically living with his children at various times, doing various things, working as a handyman in different apartment communities.
Yep. Fixing windows, painting shit, stuff like that he would
Sticking
do. Yeah.
shit up his ass. Got it.
Oh, probably paintbrushes all the time, all day long.
Sticking things up his butt, becoming more and more insane as kids were witnessing him doing various things like the Christ thing, the whipping thing, the flagellation, all of that kind of stuff. And then he started luring kids away with candy and peanuts.
And raisins. Let's not forget raisins.
Well, candy was considered, raisins were considered candy.
Okay.
Then I
You
think,
got me.
yeah.
You got me dead bang.
Oh, okay.
You got me dead bang.
Because that was the Depression, so you couldn't, that was one of the only sweet things people could afford.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
It made me think of like the movie From Hell where he would lure the prostitutes with grapes. Yeah, because
they were so expensive.
Yep.
Yeah.
You didn't have anything fine like that. It wasn't you couldn't find clean things to eat.
But all the people, and this is where everything starts blowing up, and they see the gray man everywhere. All these, and parents are on red alert now, as not all parents, as we'll get into on the next episode, are just like give their daughter away, basically.
Grit your teeth a little more, man. I can almost understand you when you talk.
Yeah. Justifiably angry. So I will keep these short because I think this just be like blast beat, pop, 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 and then pop, 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 and then we'll be done.
I'm going to buy a bottle of Jack Daniels before next week. Anyway. Long time listener, last time caller. Thanks for having me.
I think I'm gonna go.
Do you think there's even a chance I'll be able to give away this book to anybody? Do you think anybody's
I
gonna
think we
want
should
this
probably
book?
just fucking burn it and film it and then make that a fungible token and then somebody can buy that.
There are 2 copies of this book because I'm also reading this book along with
She's
Matt,
got one
so-
as
What
well.
the fuck is wrong with you people?
And
You
this is
could have
why we don't do
Wikipedia
2
this
podcasts
shit.
one day anymore, people. We just can't do it. We
Well,
can't do it.
and that's part of it. I do not. This book is good. I do like Harold Schechter. This is not as good. This is not as good as the Ed Gein book. I don't think. I think the Ed Gein book was a lot better. This one goes the way I'm doing it now. I had to take it all out of order as far as the book goes.
Yeah,
because I wanted it kind of be chronological.
Timeline order.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of keep it that way. So I had to mess things up, which another reason why I kind of wanted to keep it short because it was like, well. And actually, I thought this was going to be longer because I assumed I was going to go on with the barn thing for a lot longer than what I did.
I'm glad you did,
But
by the way. Thank you for that.
I mean, I wrote down other things, but
Thanks for
if you're getting if you're getting your ass and balls whipped with a see, I got cuts on my leg now from a thorn bush from when he's going through the woods. Now, if somebody was whipping my ass and balls with a thorn branch, fuck me. And I don't know how you enjoy that. That's not even sex at that point, right? What? No. How does that? No, I don't know how that gets you.
Apparently, someone's read those S&M books more than I have. I'm not into S&M shit, so I don't know.
No, it's not my jam.
Not mine either.
Once again,
I like to get in and get out.
We're not going to talk about fetishes here.
Are we done? Whoa. Yeah, we are.
No,
What
we're
does that mean? What does that mean?
Do you guys want to? Do you know how to ruin Halloween? You give out mini salads.
What the fuck are you doing? Mini salads?
We're going to talk about something else.
Oh, I see you're shifting.
I think Lindy
Thank you,
realizes that I am on the verge of vomiting and does not want to see or hear that.
I can hear it double So let's not do this, please, because then Lindy will throw up and it'll be a whole thing.
And we'll get it on video too. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Lindy was rope-a-dope in that last scene. Just bob and weave. Get out of it.
Don't pull on your braids when he says that.
And then he
That's
what he was talking about.
that makes it even weirder. Ah! Oh my! No, Matt, you are one of 3 people in this whole world that has done this to me. You're in a very high but low class.
Yeah.
And I don't even have graham crackers for this shit.
I think Todd just decided on my next episode for me.
Uh-oh.
If this is going to be the podcast of let's try and make Todd puke, you guys are done. All right.
Well, we're not done, but
Well, yeah. The next episode will get a little more rocky than this one was.
Rocky Road?
Not in a good way, let's say. Baby woof.
A baby
Hey, you guys.
All right, on that note, you want to wrap this shit up?
Sorry, guys. Well, this is an episode you probably just listened to on your way to work. You don't have to pick it up on the way back home.
Mm-hmm.
But short and not so sweet. Unless that peanut butter, I don't know.
Come on, Matt.
peanut butter and apple cider.
I'm gonna wash it down with some hot apple cider and I'm gonna talk about. That's how they do it in Hollywood, Mac. I don't know if you knew that, but that's
some Red Hots first.
That's coming up with. That's how they do it in Hollywood. We'll get into his letters that he writes to people and.
God, Todd is fucking comatose. He can't even fucking. He's like, I'm done.
Todd just gave me the very first dirty look I've ever gotten from him.
It's hard to get.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I don't know how you get excited without it. So I appreciate it if you made it through this one, as short as it is. Even the next one will be fun, and I hope you guys stick around. Tonight we're doing something, so it doesn't matter.
Why does every word shit, stick? What else you got? Peanut butter, Red Hots. Every fucking thing I'm going to deal with for the rest of my fucking life is all now a trigger.
Stick in the mud? Is that what you're talking about? Funny how his dad's nickname later came up to be one of his favorite things that he liked to do. Put his stick in the mud. And eat it right out the pipe, dude. Just right out the smoke, right out the pipe. By the way, I don't recommend that. That's not healthy. It's not.
No.
It's bad call, bad idea. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking around. Join us on our lives that we're going to do. It's not going to be every Saturday anymore. We're going to kind of every other week it because, well, we got shit to do too. And actually, when you're researching an episode, like most people don't think about it, but like Zach done 3 episodes on one story. Lindy done 3 episodes on one story. I'm going to do 3 on this.
Possibly a 4th if
it comes back.
We did get a couple of people that want to know.
They want to.
Yeah.
They want the trial.
Maybe we'll do that as a bonus episode.
Okay.
We can do that. Yeah.
I also want everybody to please like, rate, and review the podcast. And if you do it on Spotify, it would really help us out. If you're not listening on Spotify, I get it. But if you have Spotify, please go through Spotify. Now we're hosted through Spotify, so we're trying to get the algorithm up. Yep. We're doing really well. Pay no attention to the man vomiting in the back. Yeah. As always, thanks for hanging
Exactly.
We just made my brother barf. I've grossed my brother out a lot. You like crunchy or creamy?
So it's like the best insult I could ever throw at Todd anymore is eat shit, motherfucker. And
then all right, wrap this shit up.
All right. Yes, please leave a review. Like, I love Wendy. I love peanut butter and cider. That shouldn't put those together.
Now, maybe don't follow that one with that one.
Really, they come out right or go in right or something.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, yeah. Thank you for that. And we will see you next Tuesday. Hopefully Todd's here.
All right, guys. Later.
Later.
Bye.
And Todd says, I love you. Bye.
It's evil! Don't touch it!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you. Tower of Christ.
This is
Eh?
Hello, Mr. Fancy